Today, we're asking the question, what if Israel fought like Palestinians? I ask this question all the time because it's the most ignored. What if Israel fought like the Palestinians? It's a great question because people like Dan Bilzerian, Dave Smith, and others bemoan the death toll in Gaza, while I know if the Palestinians had their way, they would have killed as many Israelis as possible on October 7th. We know this because that was their genocidal intent, and it's not like they stopped of their own accord. 6,000 Palestinians, roughly 2,000 of whom were civilians, slaughtered roughly 1,200 Israelis on October 7th, with a 72.5% of those civilians or innocents, and innocents being murdered unarmed observers who had surrendered or those murdered after being kidnapped. So, while the Holocaust-denying Bilzerian finally found a death list he believes in, let's run the numbers on the death totals if Israel fought like Palestinians. And yes, by the way, this is dismissing the genocidal intent of the Palestinians on October 7th, so this will indeed be a mathematical undercount. Here's the math on the hypothetical totals if Israel fought with the October 7th ratio, that ratio being 72.5% civilians divided by innocents plus 55% more overall deaths. In Gaza, anchored on the actual total of roughly 72,000 deaths, there would be a total dead of 104,400. That would be 52,200 civilians, 52,200 combatants, because the combatant to death ratio in Gaza is essentially a 1-to-1. In Lebanon / Hezbollah, anchored on the very similar 5,000 dead fighters, there would be a total dead of 26,364, with civilians accruing for 19,114. The combatants in Hezbollah, you could make it up to about 7,250, which means on this scale, the civilian death total would be 21,364. What about Iran, where they likewise have 5,000 dead combatants / IRGC members? Their total dead, same numbers, 26,364, civilians being 19,114. Combatants, again, you could scale it to 7,250, which would again make the civilian total be 21,364. But combining this across all three fronts, with the total dead in Gaza being 104,400 and the same number in Lebanon of Iran of 26,364, our total dead in all of the wars would be 157,128, with the total number of civilian dead being 90,428. That would be the number of civilian dead if Israel fought like the Palestinians with the total dead combatants, by the way. That would also rise, and that would be about 66,700. But the real number isn't the dead. The real number is the lives saved because Israel doesn't fight like the Palestinians. So what would be that number? That number would be 80 to 85,000. Yes, Israel has saved 80 to 85,000 lives, or literally saved more lives than taken during its wars by not fighting like Palestinians. So, given Iran is responsible for October 7th and the ensuing catastrophic wars for itself, the Palestinians and Lebanon, who would you rather have Israel prosecute its wars like? The Palestinians or Israel? The answer, it's basic math. This is the Red, White, and Blue Jew, aka Jake Donnelly, saying until next time, folks, see ya!